Good morning, Wall Street winners. Good morning, Wall Street winners. It is Friday, January 17th, and the market is open at this point. It's 11 minutes after 10 a.m. Eastern Time. And we're seeing all the markets pretty much on fire, with the main narratives today being the sale of TikTok or the potential sale of TikTok, and the US Supreme Court holding up the order to have that property or entity sold, as well as the narrative of the Trump inauguration and what's going on there. So Trump has done some pretty good, some great things to invite foreign dignitaries and build support. Obviously, a lot of tech CEOs and other CEOs are going to be a part of the inauguration. So he's attempting to be inclusive, if you want to look at it that way. The other perspective is that there's a cost to all of these individuals to come to this, monetarily and otherwise, and they're using it as a way to spend to try to buy influence, very similar to, say, what Elon Musk has done with the money that he's spent, over a couple $100 million that he's spent in order to get into the position he is with the president. So they're hoping for things in return, and they're hoping that the president will make decisions that are favorable towards them and their companies. So that's just the political game that's going on right now, and we'll have to wait and see. But on the greater, from a greater perspective, the political scene, the way that Trump had reached out to the President Xi of China and asked him if he would come over and attend the inauguration, which would have been a first to have Chinese president attend a U.S. inauguration of a president. He declined, but he's sending his vice president, and they had some talks this morning. Apparently that went pretty well, and that's a good thing, I think, for society and for the betterment of the globe as a whole. If they do actually intend to go through with the words that were shared and make things better for everyone involved and all global citizens. So where are we in the markets? Everything is kind of ripping upwards today, which is positive, but I do think it's we're in for a bit of a rocky day on Monday. I believe I have no way of telling that, in no crystal ball, but I'm liquidating some of my positions to at least have some cash and dry powder on the side to allow for a purchase should things turn. And maybe it's not all the market that turns, but a couple of stocks within that market. So I'll talk about which ones I think that could be momentarily. But Costco's catching a bid. Lulu, which did hit a resistance level in 370. I released a few short videos on that in the last couple of days. I think it was a buy at that time, so I bought some. It's now up to 375 in that range. I think it's going to go higher and get back to the 380s, 395 range by the end of January. Walmart in 91 is not too exciting right now. Home Depot up at 409. I think it's kind of had a bit of a pop, so I'm not sure until we get earnings it's going to do much more. If anything, I think it might come down into the 300s if we have a bit of a pullback. And then there's healthcare. Not doing anything really special there. We had results yesterday after market close from JB Hunt, and those were disappointing. They missed across the board, and that caused the stock to be down, obviously, pretty significantly, down $13 this morning, 173, where it was 186 going into those earnings. That's the second bad quarter in a row now for JB Hunt. So I think that we haven't found the bottom yet here. I think we'll see JB Hunt maybe trickle down into the 160s, might even get down into the 150s, but I think it'll be maybe mid 160s and find resistance there. And I think it will turn around. I think that 3 months from now, when we get the next quarter's results, I think they'll be back on track. But right now, I would wait for it to go down a little more before I were to buy into that. We move down into oil, and although crude is down, it was down, it still is, it's down 2 cents, but it looks like it's coming back. SLB, can't pronounce the name of this company, but SLB announced earnings today, and they beat on revenue and on earnings. So that was positive. That stock is up 7%. And that's a positive for the oil sector as a whole. So if we're seeing SLB beat, we should see the likes of Exxon, Valero, Chevron beat, and others, Occidental. So I am very confident that we are seeing a rebound in oil refining stock prices, I think that's going to continue through till the end of January when most of these companies will have announced earnings. Then we get into tech, and you've got your semiconductors catching a bit higher. Micron up at 103, almost 104. Nvidia is up at 68. Applied Materials, which we just added to the list in the last week or so, it's up into the 190s. It's really caught a bit of a bid in the last month or so. Um, as we scroll down further and take a look, you can see that a lot of, well, with the exception of CrowdStrike, which is down, you do have the other cybersecurity companies, Palo Alto and Net, up and in the green. You looking down at Microsoft, it's back at the 430 range, so that's the sweet spot. And I said just a few days ago at 417, if you buy this, it's going to 430. Just wait and then take your profits, and it has. We move down further, and the couple of stocks that have, I believe, there's more than just the two, but I do believe that the two stocks, Google and Meta, are the two that have the most potential to gain in any kind of TikTok ban. Now, in a sale, unless they were to be the purchaser, I'm not sure they have much to gain because TikTok will still exist. But if TikTok in the US were to be banned, Meta and its Instagram Reels platform, and Google or Alphabet and its YouTube platform would both benefit significantly. Now, others like Snap and maybe Pinterest and things like that, they in the social media space, they may gain as well. But these two companies, the biggest of the big, I think will definitely. Definitely do very well if there is a ban. Now, we saw, based upon speculation of a ban, Meta jump up into the 624s this morning. It's now down in the 613 range. But I think it's becoming an attractive price at this point. Should things change on Monday, there's a very high likelihood of a pop in those two stocks, Meta and Google. Nvidia back up in the 137, 138 range. And then TSM falling today, of all things. They had great earnings, and it popped, and now it's coming back. It was up close to the 220s, and now it's back down into the 213 range. And then we get into financials, and things are just rocking here. Um, for the most part, we have had amazing results from the companies we follow in the financials, and with the one exception, M&T Bank, and it is down again today. But JP Morgan up at almost 620. So I said this is going to be a $650 stock by the end of January. It still may get there, but it's definitely moved from the 569, 570 to 620 or 619 right now. And doesn't look like there's a lot of stop in sight. I mean, if all things go well with the inauguration and earnings continue to come in positively, there should be some aggressive movement upwards for a lot of these financial stocks as we move through the quarter, based on the results we've seen out of the last quarter. So that's where we are today on the 17th. I hope you're enjoying the videos, and apologize for being a little late this morning and getting this one out. But if you're liking the videos, please hit the like and subscribe button, and we'll have more for you later.